TAQ Capital. Technical analysis quickly.
This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Before taking any action based on the information provided on this channel, it is recommended that you seek the advice of a professional licensed financial advisor.
Let's do this.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to dive right into Ethereum here. This is a follow-up on my video yesterday, but I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. I noticed that I was actually, the thing that I was missing yesterday that would have explained a lot, not the target. The target is still the target, but how exactly we get there is this pink wedge that we're creating plays out like 1, 2, and then we're working on 3 somewhere in here. And I was tying this in with Bitcoin's drop. So, you know, wherever we come here, we came down, we missed the new pink line, and we're coming up here to complete the green wedge, which we'll be doing shortly. And when we break out, we're going to hit somewhere along this line. Now, this line can be moved because this is the pivot point. So, you know, if we come up here like this and say we hit this green line here, then we would just drag this pink line up here like that. And then we'd be working on coming down to our 4th hit, which is down here on this pink line at some point. So the drop is still massive, significant, and is going to be painful for the bulls out there. However, tying it in with Bitcoin, this is where the error began. The purple line on Bitcoin here is the one that we're currently forming because we had 1, 2, 3 in the green, 4 in the green, breakout. Pathetic breakout, we flopped over, but it was a breakout nonetheless. So green is completed. So now we're actually just working on purple. So let me get rid of the green for a second. So with the green gone, you can see now that we've got 1, 2, and now we're working on our 3rd hit somewhere up here. I mean, technically right now, you can drag this purple line here down to meet there. And we've got, this is the scenario we had yesterday. I counted this as 3. So I was thinking, oh my God, we're not going to be able to go up anymore. We're going to have to drop like almost immediately, which is going to throw my prediction of Ethereum having a short run up here off. Because when Bitcoin drops like that significantly, we're definitely going to be following suit with Ethereum. But I missed the blatantly obvious, and I'm not exactly sure how. If you drag this up, you still have 1, 2, and then wherever the hell we hit along this line. So we don't know exactly when it's going to happen. We do know that based on wedges in the Ichimoku cloud that we have some upward action to go through in the short term, but then we're going to be coming down. And then at some point we've got to hit this purple line to get our 4th hit. And that's why this is going to be such a steep, crazy hit. The only other alternative, which I think is going to play out, because I just, you know, if you've been watching the charts for longer than 10 minutes, you know things don't move like this. You know, even if it is that steep, it'll be a candle like this, a candle like this, a candle like this, you know, and it'll slowly start to pull back up, and then you might get a second drop off. It's not just going to fall straight. It just isn't. So we're probably going to be looking at a scenario where this purple wedge plays out like this. 1, this is not 2. So we're actually going to jump down to this one being 2, wherever we hit up here being 3, and then wherever we hit down here being 4. So in this scenario, you would have to drag the purple line out. So it would actually look something more like this. So 1st hit, 2nd hit, 3rd hit, 4th hit, breakout. And that this 2nd hit I was anticipating based on the structure of the green line will not be that way at all. And that could even be the case over on Ethereum, depending. But Ethereum has enough room to play out in the way that I said. Bitcoin didn't, and I couldn't figure it out, and it was one of the easiest things ever. I mean, like I told you before, having to shift from a position of, you know, a prior point to a future point to make that 2nd hit is something we've already done in Bitcoin. Right here in the purple dashed wedge, Because originally, as this was unfolding, it was 1, it was 2, it was 3, and then we were anticipating 4 somewhere. But the way that it played out is we had 1, which came down to 2, which came up to 3, which came down to 4, and now we're working on breakout. And it's distinctly possible that we're actually going to drop from, instead of hitting a 4 double check and a breakout or something along those lines, we're going to be missing here, which we did, and now coming down to here. So then changing it even further. So if this is a point, it will look like this. We would have 1, 2, 3, 4, breakout. So this would no longer be a hit. This obviously is not a hit. And that's the way it would play out. So these wedges do kind of move and unfold and so on. So I can't believe I missed that, and my apologies to everybody on the massive freak out if, you know, the wedges don't lie and what I was showing you was, you know, had you exit your longs or anything like that. So my apologies. But as far as today is concerned, I'm going to go back to Ethereum. Okay, this is the 30-minute chart, one I don't like to spend a lot of time on, but I do have to zoom in because it's smaller percentages and I need to show you how this played out. We were in the green wedge. We hit here, 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 so I knew we were going to come down and break out of here. I didn't know obviously how far we were going to go down. I used the Fibonacci retracement tool. It told me it was going to be right around 1450 to 1460. It ended up being up here at 1475. So if you put in a buy here and went about your day, you would have missed out a little bit. Maybe when you checked your phone, you would have seen you got in here, and now you've been writing it up. So is this long going to continue? In short, yes, and here's why. Well, firstly, this formed the green wedge when it broke, formed a new yellow wedge because this became the second hit instead of this. So now if you get rid of the green wedge and focus on the yellow wedge, you've got hit, hit, come on, work with me here. There we go, hit here, and now we're working on our way up to the yellow. Now, based on the Fibonacci retracement tool, we're going to have an exit at 1720 for this. And then we'll be coming crashing back down out of the yellow, out of the white, out of the purple. And that's going to complete all wedges. It'll complete the blue wedge, it'll complete the white wedge, it'll complete the red wedge, and then we'll be forming this new yellow wedge that looks like this. And this is the yellow wedge that I was talking about yesterday. We'd have a hit here, a hit here. We're coming across to the third hit over here, and then we'd be dropping down to get that fourth hit in. And that could be around the $400 mark. But again, with as steep of a drop as that is, I think we're going to be switching like we did with Bitcoin, which will make it look more like this. We're going to have our first hit up here, second hit down here, third hit somewhere up here, fourth hit, again, somewhere down here, $500-600. And then we're going to begin our break back out. Then that will complete this yellow wedge, which will then take us towards the orange wedge, which is the one we've been in from the peak of the market, which you can see here. So that's what I anticipate. So if you're in your longs, stay in your longs. If you're in a short, I'm not sure what you're thinking, but maybe you're seeing something I'm not. And if you are, leave a comment below and tell me why you're in your short right now. I mean, if you're doing, one of the rules, which I'll make a video on this later, that I have when it comes to scalp trading like this is to never scalp a scalp. That's how you get burned. If you know that you're going to be going from, so let's say you manage to get in here and you know you're going to be going up to 720. When you start to see things like come up here and then you see a reversal coming and go back up and you see a reversal coming, unless you're staring at your phone and you have absolutely no life whatsoever, you're just not going to be able to react. And even then, when you're trading back and forth from shorts to longs to shorts to longs, there is an actual execution part of that, and you can screw up an execution, get caught in something. It can drop so quickly that you'll end up getting burned out. Maybe not literally liquidated, but you could lose a couple grand in the blink of an eye, all because you wanted to catch, this little retracement before it went back up again. Whereas if you can just face the fact that you are never, ever going to get all the money on the table, you're just not. You're not going to enter in perfectly half the time. You're not going to exit perfectly half the time because you actually have to do it. It's not just being able to call it. And if you can, program buys and sells, that's wonderful. But like if you took my advice yesterday and, I said it was going to be coming down to about here, 1450, 1465, it only came down to 1475, it swooped down, you missed it, and boom, it went back up. So unless you caught it here or here or here, you may have missed it. But if you get in, you're still going to ride it up to 1720, you're still going to get that money. But if you're pissed off about the fact that you missed out on this because of the 1475 buy-in or whatever, then what you're going to do is try to do a scalp here to compensate for it, so that you feel better about the fact that you caught the whole way. I mean, it's just more of psychology than anything, and you're going to end up missing on the actual run up, or it'll run up while you're in your short because you were unable to get out or execute on time, and then you're going to get liquidated depending on the leverage that you're using. So I don't recommend scalping a scalp, but I do think we're still headed to 1720 before we turn around and start crashing back down. So good luck out there today, guys. I appreciate you watching. If anything crazy happens, I'll try to get some updates on it, but I'm going to be on the road today, so it's possibly going to be it for me today. I hate it when I have to say that, but it is possibly a thing. But anyway, thank you again for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and my other socials down below if you'd like to follow me there too. Have a wonderful day out there.